This is the haircut you'll learn in this tutorial. I'm breaking down the whole process step by step, and I'm going to make it as simple as possible for you to understand. To make things even easier, I've added all these diagrams so I can explain to you exactly what to do and when to do it. So let's get this client gowned up and let's get started. Right away, all you need is a number 3 on your clipper, and we're going to use the straight up technique. So that's clipper in right at the very perimeter and just glide up through the hair. Now you can see from this angle, I'm very flat. I can either go straight up or I can angle out slightly. So let me show you. The teeth go in right at the perimeter, and I'm going to angle the clipper slightly out and away from the top of the head. What I want to do is preserve all the hair around the top of the head, because we can come back and cut that with a scissor later on. Now this clipper comb, it's a harpoon, and it's very useful because it has this tail that prevents you from pushing in and taking away too much hair. So it kind of follows you and helps you glide off the head. Very good for beginners. But the idea is straight up off this bump. There's a bump at the back of the head there. It's called the occipital bone. That's the bone that sticks out the most at the back of the head. Everybody has one. They stick out to different degrees, and we just glide up and away. On the side, it's the parietal bone, so up and away from the parietal bone as well. And just above the ear there, what we can do is angle the clipper, so only touch the head with the low side of the clipper comb. So pull the ear out of the way, and don't touch the head with the high side. You can see there I have it well off the head, and that helps us to cut the hair lower around the ear without destroying the hair on the top. On the side, just using the little trimmer, I've got my T-blade, very accurate, very thin, and I can put my comb in and trim to the depth of the comb, and then just take away the loose hair around the perimeter. Don't go inside the perimeter of the hair. At the back, you can almost see that there's a line there that needs to be revealed. So we just follow the hairline nice and straight all the way down. Don't be tempted to round over at the moment. Now, later in this haircut, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a way that you can make this even better. All I'm doing here, which is totally acceptable, is I'm just getting the neck hair off, and that would be acceptable, but I can show you a way to really polish it. I'll save that until the end, because what I want to do is teach you first how to do a basic haircut. So this is the basic part, and that's good enough there. So let's hit this with some water. I'm going to get plenty of H2O all over this and then separate it to the side. Okay, everybody can make a side part, and it's easy if you pull the hair back. You get a nice separation line, and we're going to cut all these sections on top. So using the comb, just the width of the comb, okay, that's all the hair we need. Pick that up and grip it in between your 2 fingers. Now while you've got that, put the comb in your thumb, hold it there, and just cut across there. Okay, let's take a little bit more of our section and some of that behind the hair behind it and cut across. And what we can do is we can keep moving our way back, okay, and you use that section that we just cut as a guide, so we can just cut down to that length. If you feel confident and you feel like you can just cut, you know the length, you're taking about the same amount off each time, good, you don't need a guide. The guide is there to help you if you feel like you can't find how much hair to take off. So I'm going to keep working my way back, all the way to the back. I'm cutting straight across my section. This is what you would call club cutting. It's just straight. You could chip in to the section if you wanted to add some more texture, but I don't think it's necessary for the style, the overall finish that we're going to complete. So now I'm separating out this side area. I'll move the top out of the way. I'll make this as clean as I can, just using the hook of the comb. It does help to work in clean sections, keeps you neat, and it keeps you organized on the head. Okay, so again, sections from the front to the back, we'll lift them out, comb width, okay, and what we're looking for is short hair in at the inside knuckle. That was the length that we cut to in the middle. You can kind of see that there's some short hair there. Smooth that out, and there you go, there's that short hair. So let's trim down to that length. keep working your way back. So it's just a process, a repeating process. Pick up your section, comb goes into the thumb, cut across the finger, move back again. Okay, now at the side here, what we're going to do is a block graduation. So this hair, you can see at the side, it hangs down and creates this heavy area right around that line there. So what we need to do is layer it. We'll cut different length layers, create a graduation. So let's say, slide the scissor in. The first section is going to be the longest. Let's cut that back a bit. Second section, not quite so long. And then towards the bottom, there's not much to cut off. And this is creating a block graduation. So let's step across again, cut down a little bit more. So let's follow the block graduation model all the way around, longer at the top and tighter as you work your way down. BT234 recently asked, can you please show that comb flipping a little bit more slowly? What do you do? Comb down first, then hold the scissor under the hair and then flip the comb and comb the hair up. That's a really good question. So let's slow it down a little bit. Let's look at the fingers, okay? So I've got the forefinger and the thumb on the comb, and I just rotate the comb round. So scissor goes in, comb goes under, catches, and then comb down. Comb under, cut, comb down. And that's the way you would do it. Now let's take another look at that. I want to take a little bit more weight out of here. So pick up with the scissor, comb under, cut, and then comb down. At the back again, scissor in, comb under, and then cut. Okay, and we just work our way down on that block graduation. So again, working from the front, I've taken some more hair more towards the side this time. Another question recently asked by Jessie Mora was, ese tijera se encuentra en número 5 porque mis dedos son pequeños. Ahora, disculpas por mi español básico. So sorry for my poor Spanish. Are those scissors 5-inch because my fingers are small? No, these scissors are 6-inch, but if you have small fingers and you're buying scissors, I would recommend get yourself some scissor spacers for fingers. You can get them on Amazon. I'll leave a link below. And if you're interested in these scissors, simply scan this QR code and you can find them on Amazon, or I'll leave a link down below where you can find them as well. These are my own scissors. They're the home brand. They're Japanese steel, 6-inch, very, very high quality. They come with a leather case, cloth and an adjustment tool. And just one last question from CEO134. What if a person has a very bumpy head? Well, these type of cuts are excellent for the bumpy head because this area where I'm working right now is where you get most of the bumps. It's where the occipital bone and the parietal bone and the temporal bone all meet. So sometimes you can have a lot of bumps there. But if you keep the hair a little bit longer, it's perfect because it just covers those bumps. If you want to learn in depth about hair, I have a series of master classes in the member section on this channel, which you can find on the homepage. Or, simply if you'd like to post, you can post now yourself and get the conversation going on my channel by just going to the post section. So please go over there, throw something up there. I believe you can post your own pictures on there. Nobody's done it yet, but I would love to hear from you if you can access it. So back to the haircut. We've got it all cut now. We've done the block graduation. I'm going to blow dry this, and I'm using a broad curved brush, and I'm blow drying back hot. Now it's very hot, and then what I'll do is I'll blow dry it back cold. That cooling down while I'm blow drying it should give it lots of hold and keep it in position, and I shouldn't really need any product in the hair. Now, I haven't finished this haircut yet. I said to you I was going to show you even more and how we could move this haircut on to another stage and make it look better. But this is acceptable, okay? For a basic haircut, you could do this. We only did the number 3, trimmed it around the edges and cut it on top, and it looks not bad. So let's level this up now, okay? What we want to do is take it from there to here. Now look at the back. It's kind of tapered around about the neck area. So to do that, what we need to do, let's get rid of the debris, make sure you don't miss anything, and go across there with the little trimmer. Okay, so I'm just taking this completely square, and I'm ruining all that good work that I did. This is terrible to watch, but believe me, it's going to work, okay? Let's not miss anything. Remember, I've got my clipper. I'm going to move it to a half position. Okay, so what we've got is we've got 0, and then we'll just brush it up a little bit with this half, okay? This is slightly longer than when the blade was closed. Just move a little bit higher. So what we're creating here is a taper. I think a taper looks so professional. It looks so clean, so modern. Okay, now a 1.5 guard. We'll go a little bit higher. Now, can you remember what guard we started with? It was a number 3. So what we need to do is get slightly longer each time and get up to meet that number 3. And what you want to do is just curve the clipper out. Just curve it out. Don't go right up the head. We just want to kind of hit the line and curve out a little bit. Back to the number 1, just not quite as high. This process might seem a little bit tedious, but it's worth the investment. Doing a taper requires more skill than just what we started with, and more skill than just making a straight line, but it can look really, really nice on the client's hair at the back, and it grows in really, really well. Okay, there's no like harsh lines that are obvious when a taper grows in. Okay, number 2, this is the kind of last little stroke to finish this off. Now, the taper was actually famous. It was very popular back in the 20s, the 30s, very classic haircut. And I'm talking the 1920s, not the 2020s. That's how far we've come. But I think it looks great. I've always loved it. And there'll be lots more from me. I have a lot of video in production right now, and we'll be explaining it more in more depth. But what do you think? I think this is highly commercial. Anybody could wear this style. It's easy to do. I mean, you could just simply do the number 3 in the scissor cut. That's the basic way to do it. Let me know what you think. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. All the links will be down below. The link for the clipper guards, the scissors, and anything else that I've been using in the video will be linked down below. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.